In this lesson, we'll show how to set up a document for accessibility using the Orders panel and the Tags panel in the navigation pane. I currently have a two-page document open, and I can see I have a main heading up here at the top and some subheadings with some text underneath. There is a page number, and there is also one image on page 1 with a caption underneath, and also similar page on page 2 with headings, text, a photograph with a caption underneath, and it's labeled page 2. To bring up the Orders pane and also the Tags pane, you'd come over to your navigation panel, right click on the panel, and down here is Order, and there is also Tags down here. I'm going to go ahead and click on Order, and then I'll right click again and choose Tags. Currently, if I click on Tags, I can see there is no hierarchical structure here full of tags. So therefore, this document doesn't have any tags in it. If it did, I would see tags that exist on every page in the document. If I click on Order, I can see that I have my two-page document. And if I click on a page, I can see no plus sign off to the left, which means it cannot expand. There's no headings or content or text. Basically, these documents are untagged and have no structure, so they're really not set up for any type of reflow or set up to be used by any type of a reader. Now in my Tools panel, if I come out and click the drop down arrow here and scroll down, I happen to have accessibility out here. If you don't see accessibility, you'll have to go out to your Tools area here, locate accessibility, and bring it in. I'm going to go ahead and click on accessibility, and I see my accessibility tools over here on the right hand side. And up here at the top, I could choose auto tag, although you won't always get the desired effect when you use this. If I click on tags now and I hold down the control key and click the plus sign on tags, I can see that I indeed have tags out here, but it's tagged things out of order. I have heading 2s, heading 3s, there's probably a heading 4 out here. It's taken, if I click on these, you can come out and you can see the text that it's selected. It's selected small blocks of text here and there and some headings, and it's labeled them heading 3, heading 2. I'm having little bits and pieces of text out here, not really what I'm looking for. Also, if I come out here and click on the Orders panel, now I see I have everything's ordered out here in small chunks. I'm currently out here. I'll scroll up to page 1, and if I take a look at my first level up here, level 1 in my reading order, if I click on that, it highlights it, and in executive summary is 2. I see 3, 4, 5, all the way down left to right, and then finally my image, and it looks like my caption is tagged separately, and finally I have my page number down here at the bottom. If I come out here to my bookmarks tab, I can see that I have all kinds of bookmarks out here as well. That bookmarks weren't here before. Now back on the Orders panel, if I wanted to strip this organization off, what you could do is come out here, and if you click the drop down arrow, you can clear the page structure, and it will clear the structure just for this page. If I go to page 2, I still have my structure, so I'd have to do this for every single page on my document. Also, if I were to do this, if I come back out here and take a look at my tags still live out here. I haven't gotten rid of the tags completely, so what I might do is just go ahead and revert this document back to the way I opened it up, and I could do that by coming up and choosing File, Revert, and I could just start fresh again. So you can see I have no tags and I have no page structure out here for the order. Nothing's in place. To start this, I'm going to go ahead and move to page 1, and I'm just going to go ahead and set the order on page 1, and also it'll be tagged automatically when I set up the order. Although after the fact, I could go ahead and rearrange my tags after I have my page order set up. So to start this, I'm going to come out to my Tools pane on the right hand side, choose Accessibility, and I'm going to choose Reading Order. And that brings up the Touch Up Reading Order dialog here. I'm going to come out and just, like the instructions say, I'm going to draw a rectangle around the content and then click one of the buttons below. So I'm going to select this first chunk of text and make this a heading 1. I'm going to select this chunk of text here, make this a heading 2 sublevel. Click here, make this a heading 2. Then I've decided to come down here, grab this text underneath the executive summary, and I'll grab all of it, just not pieces of it, and I'll make this just a text field. And you can see it automatically renumbers things. It makes my second heading here, the second level 2 heading, 4 instead of 3 as it was before. Also out here on this dialog, I can choose to look at the page content order, its numerical values, or I can look at these structure types, and it tells me where my heading 1, heading 2, and my page level elements are here. I'm going to go back to my page order, and I'm just going to continue on. I'm going to come out here and select this text here, and I'll make this some text. I'm going to go ahead and select this image along with the caption text down below, and I see that it's captured all of this. I'm going to make this a figure and a capture. And then finally, I have this page 1 here. I'm going to go ahead and select it, and I'm just going to make this text to start off with. And again, if you ever want to review what these are, you can just click on the structure types down here below. Now we want to make sure that we don't display like elements in a single block. Sometimes what that'll do is group these items together. We want to turn that off to split these guys out. I also want to show my tables and figures out here on my page. Over on the left, you can see the headings that were placed inside of here. And as I click on each one of these, you can see the highlighted content over on the right-hand side. If I look at page 2, there's nothing on page 2 because I haven't placed any of this organization on page 2. If I come out to my tags panel and I click the open, I can go ahead and what I'll do is actually hold down my control key, and as I click this plus sign, it expands everything out at once. And as I click on these, like my heading 1, my paragraphs, you can see over on the right hand side what's currently being selected. Now it's important to remember that the orders panel here, the organization and the order panel, determines the reflow behavior of the document, and the tags panel defines the reading order. So if the reading order and the reflow order are different than what you'd like, for instance, maybe I like to have this caption read as soon as I get to this page in a reader. I don't want it to have to go all the way down here to one of the last figures out here, which would be 6. I want it read right away. I could go ahead and reorganize this just by moving it up in the top of my list, and it won't affect my order panel at all, the organization of my order panel. Let's have a look at the reflow. I'm going to come out here, go to my view menu, and under show hide, rather under zoom, you'll see that we have reflow. The shortcut key is Control 4. And if I click on that, it converts the viewing out here, and it'll be ordered in the same order in which I set up on the orders pane, top to bottom. And if I resize the screen, I'm going to hold down my key and just use my scroll on my mouse, you can see that it automatically collapses the text so it can be shown in the view that I'm looking, and it's just top to bottom. It's not broken out into columns into left or right. It's very structurally set up top to bottom for easy reading.